Greetings and good morning, everyone. I'm Tida Chambers with Live Free Yoga, co-founder. And this morning, we are going to move through some energizing yoga poses. These are specifically known as the Tibetan rites. They're also known as the fountain of youth, and we can all stand to increase our energy levels to help us be able to find our energy levels, our health, and our vitality. So let's get started. We're going to start in a standing position. So the first of the 5 Tibetan rites, the first one is known as spinning. Now everything we do can be done in repetitions of up to 21, but we're going to start with just a reasonable 3. And part of this is becoming mindful. So if you would, start with me in a standing position. And so as you come into that standing position, you're going to start with your feet about hip-width apart. And then you're going to bring your arms out wide to the sides, and your hands are in line with your shoulders. And you're going to find a sense of activation. So feeling your muscles all squeezing into the bones, and then relaxing them. Just to become aware. So part of mindfulness and motion and become aware of what we're doing in our bodies as we move them. And so just finding that sense of being aware. So take a moment with your arms out to the sides, hands in line with shoulders, feet hip-width apart. Now we're going to take the first Tibetan rite, and this is known as spinning. So you're going to spin clockwise, but it's a very mindful spin. It's not like what we did when we were kids, spinning around until we got dizzy. All right, so your eye gaze is soft. We're just going to keep it slightly downcast. And then we're going to start gently, mindfully turning clockwise. When we've done 1 repetition, you count your own, moving through 2, and this is with mindful awareness of our bodies. We'll come back to center and take a moment and just receive as you feel the energy in stillness. So in our lives, we're either active and engaged, or we're in stillness. And we need to find the balance between those two. And I think we're all being sort of forced to experience more of the still state. All right, so the first one is spinning. We're now going to move down to the ground. So if you have a yoga mat, make sure you have that down. And we're going to do what's known as the J. And the J is actually a form of a abdominal crunch, or that's what I consider it to be. But if you will, go ahead and lay down onto your back, tuck your chin slightly, press down through your palms, squeeze your legs together. So the ankles, the knees, the inner thighs are squeezing. Flex your toes, meaning pull them back towards the shins. And then you're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to tuck your chin, exhale the breath, lift your legs, forming the shape of the V. And as you inhale, you're going to lower down, head drops back. And as you exhale, do one more time. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze your legs, squeeze your belly in. And then slowly, as you're ready, you'll lower all the way down. Take a moment. We're going to take a little bit of rest or repause to just notice. Notice what we're doing with these movements and our breath. All right, let's come up now into a seated position. Actually, we're going to come onto the knees. So you're going to stand on your knees, and you want your knees all face forward initially. Knees should be hip-width apart. If you have tender or sensitive knees, I invite you to find either a blanket or a towel that's been folded. You can place that underneath your knees. And again, what we're going to do is take your thumb and your index finger. You're going to take your index finger actually underneath your glutes, and you're going to slightly lift your cheeks and then squeeze your shoulder blades back so your elbows are bent. And we're going to take an inhale breath. And on your exhale, you're going to lift your head, draw your shoulders back, keep the spine long. So as you inhale, you're going to tuck your chin, pull the belly in. But on the exhale, we're opening the chest, shoulder blades drawing back. Inhale, tuck the chin, pull the belly in. And on the exhale, keep lifting those cheeks, lifting through the collarbones, feeling that uplift through your heart. Good. So you can do these and just check in with yourself for 3. And then as you practice these daily, if you do practice them daily, you'll start to feel an increase of energy levels, a calming of your mind and the stress that you might be experiencing in your life. And know that when we move our body and we focus on moving our body with breathing, we're actually taking our thinking mind out of the picture, which is really helping us learn how to relieve our own stress. All right, so this is known, I call it Tibetan camel pose, because Ustrasana or camel is this. All right, so the inhale is to tuck the chin, just as a recap, and on the exhale, we open the chest, draw the shoulder blades back, lifting slightly through the glutes. Good. All right, so from here, we've done the spinning, we've done the J, which is the abdominal work with the double leg lift, and we've done the camel. Next, we're gonna move into what's known as Tibetan table. So if you would, set yourself up first in what's known as Dandasana in yoga, staff pose. So it's just a nice alignment of the spine as you place your hands directly into the shoulders. And you want your feet hip width apart. You start with the toes pointing up. There may be a slight bend in the elbows if you've got longer arms, or you may be able to, with the shorter arms, press firmly. So the fingers should be pointing towards your toes. Notice in Tibetan table, there will be no movement of my hands or my heels. Notice my toes are lifted. So I'm gonna first exhale my breath and tuck my chin towards my chest, emptying the lungs completely. Now on the inhale, I'm gonna bend my knees, lift my hips. This is into a tabletop. And on my exhale, notice my heels, they still stay firm, tuck your chin, pull the belly in. So that was the demonstration. Let's try to move through 3 together now. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Notice if you're sliding your feet around, try to keep them anchored. Inhale, lift. Squeeze your glutes, push the ground away. Exhale, as you lower. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, lift, tabletop. Exhale as you lower. Let's take a mindful moment here to just notice the sensations. And part of our practice, mindfulness in motion, is to become aware as we're moving, whether on our mats or in our lives. All right, hope everyone's feeling a little more energized now. We're gonna move from the Tibetan table into a dynamic motion. So we're gonna come back now and come onto all fours to begin with. So we wanna get a good setup before we move into downward dog. Place the hands directly under the shoulders. Walk or slide your knees directly into the hips. Go ahead and curl the toes under. Straighten out the arms. You're activating the arms, activating the fingers. Creases of the elbows may turn slightly in. And as you exhale, lift your knees, lift your hips up and back as we come into downward facing dog. So in downward dog, we're finding that inhale breath. Now on the exhale, we're gonna bring the shoulders forward, start hips, keep the arms extended. This is up dog, exhaling. Inhale to down dog. On the exhale, up dog. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, up dog. Do it 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Good. 1 more time. Inhale, down dog. Long spine, strong legs. Exhale, heels high, heart lifts, arms strong, and then coming back into downward dog. Good. So now let's all come down onto the mat and take a mindful moment, whether you're seated with your knees forward or whether you're seated cross-legged right now. And I just want you to take a couple of moments to connect inward. We've done a little bit of dynamic movement with the breath. We've just sort of dipped our toes into moving with breath now. But just notice as you sit up tall, getting a nice long spine, and just noticing what's occurring within you. Inside your body, you may observe sensations or tingling. You may notice your heart rate. Start to direct all of your awareness now inward to the flow of your breath. So with the eyes closed, sitting now comfortably. So if you want to take an easy seat, sitting comfortably, you can have knees forward. You might choose to sit cross-legged. If neither of those supports your body today, no worries. Sit in a way that supports you. And that can even include sitting in a chair. Okay? So whatever supports you, you want to find that easy and comfortable seat. And let's place the hands down to the thighs or knees. Palms are going to face down so we can feel a sense of being grounded, connected now to the earth. With the eyes closed, just now scanning your entire physical body. Start with the tips of the toes, scanning those 10 toes, moving up to the tops of the feet. Feel the arches of the feet, the balls of the feet, the heels, the ankles, the inner workings of your ankles. Just scanning upward through the shins and calves, up from your knees, right and left side, thighs, into the area of the juncture of your hips, where the legs, the femur bones, and the hip joints meet. Feeling the softness of your pelvic floor, the rootedness of the base of your spine. With your eye gaze still inward, finding the length in your spine. I want you to pay attention now to each inhalation. With each inhale, can you find a little more length in your spine? Expanding and growing upwards. And as you slowly exhale now through the nose, keeping that length, but letting everything soften. So think about the inhalation as an opportunity to take in, to receive what you need. A new breath, a clearing of the mind. Time inward in a meditative state is for us each to learn to be connected to ourselves. This time in the world, with all the outer occurrences, the changes that we're facing, we must find that our true, stable, steady self is within us. So we're stabilizing our minds by just focusing inward. Notice as you breathe in, spine getting long, keeping it long as you breathe out. So scanning all the way up through the entire body, hips, up the spine, to the neck, the shoulders. From the shoulders down, your arms to the fingertips. Softening the neck and the throat, the jawline, the tongue and the mouth, your cheeks, your eyes and the sockets, even the crown of the head. Everything is soft, receptive, and open. So now let's follow the breath, and we're going to work with sensations today. As we have in feeling, as we move our bodies, the different tinglings. So pay attention as you close your eyes and you soften your tongue and your mouth to the air gently moving in through your nostrils. As you gently pull it in through the nose, slightly constricting the back of the throat. And pay attention as you breathe out also through the nose. And I'm going to give you a little bit of time now to just follow the temperature of the breath. As you breathe in, feel the cool air moving in. As you fill up your lungs. And as you breathe out, warmer air moving out through the nostrils. So I'm going to give you now about a minute in stillness of just following cool air in through the nose and warmer air out through the nose. If your attention moves away from experiencing that, don't judge yourself. Just bring yourself back when you realize your attention has wandered. Part of what we all need to do at this time with our ever-changing life is to steady the mind, to calm the mind, which means to still the mind. So just following the cool air in and the warmer air moving out. Just find again that each of us can draw and attract to ourselves exactly what we desire and need in through the breath. What is your greatest need in your day to day? Patience, courage, determination, and will power. Whatever your greatest need is. And part of our journey is to be able to identify our own needs so that we can make sure that we're whole in getting those needs met. So just checking in for just a couple more rounds of breathing in, just feeling cool air in. Doesn't matter how much you're taking in, just paying attention to the sensations. Hopefully you've been able to experience now as you open your eyes, just a different experience that you're giving to yourself by choosing to breathe with awareness. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and in this seated position still, we're gonna turn the palms facing upward. We're gonna touch now the thumbs to the index fingers. What this does is creates an energetic connection. We have these energy lines running through our physical bodies that connect. And this connects our minds, our awareness with our hearts, which is truly who we are and what we're here to share in this world at this time. This mudra, this lock of energy, with your palms facing up, thumbs and index fingers touching, allows you now as you keep your chin neutral, lengthen up through the crown of your head. If you find being seated is uncomfortable, please find the seat where you can feel comfort at ease. So now I'd like you to explore inward with the count of your breath. As you breathe in, notice how much is easy for you to naturally breathe in. What is that number? And as you exhale, go ahead and start with even breathing, Samavriti. Match the number on the inhale to your exhalation. So take about 5 rounds of Samavriti, or even breathing. Breathing in, breathing out for the same amount. As you practice even breathing with regularity, you will find that you have the ability to begin to change the state of your own mind. Whatever's going on in your thoughts or your emotions, the breath is a great, powerful tool that will help you change if you so choose. So you're choosing to be here this morning, and we're going to continue now that we're learning how to become aware of our breath through sensations or counting. And all of this will help you as we prepare for our seated meditation. So if you would now, placing your hands with your left hand on the bottom, your right palm faces on top, and we're going to touch the thumbs together. This creates a line of energy from our hands to our heart. Everything we do in our lives right now, we've been busy in thinking mode, and it's time for us to settle into ourselves and to become all that we're here to become. So meditation, time inward, finding time to just sit still, as a dear friend of mine called her practices, just finding time, sitting still. This is an important practice for us all to cultivate in our busy, fast-paced world, although right now it is a little slower. We need to anchor ourselves within. And the meditation could be a form of prayer for you. It's always important to be able to ask for what it is we desire and need, then we must be then open to receive it. So meditation is time, as you've said your own prayer for yourself, for your family, for this world, to now receive. So with your hands in this receptive position, try to lengthen up through the crown of the head, soften every muscle, let your body relax and release. Notice any thoughts that may arise. You can use the flow of the breath, cool air in through the nostrils, warmer air out. You get to choose which variation, sensations, count. But whatever you choose, can you create ease inside of yourself? Know that peace is truly all of our birthright. It's within us, and we have to learn to access it and anchor ourselves within. So as you close your eyes, directing the attention in them, saying your own personal prayer, and now being receptive and open. Again, a great way, meditation, to know yourself fully. So you're just learning to be still, receptive. If your attention wanders to the time, bring it back to the breath or to what you're feeling in your body. Notice the kind of thoughts that may arise. This is the way we begin to know ourselves. Over time, as we can settle the mind, let the body soften, we'll find that we have the ability to be still and ultimately to know. So just continue to find the flow of your breath, and checking in with your physical body to make sure it's soft. Noticing if your mind takes off on a tangent, not to judge yourself for it. Just bring yourself back to the sensations of cool air in and warm air out through the nose. Or maybe it's better for you to just count the even breath. So just find your ease, your receptivity in this moment. Just get used to being still, receptive. Again, the mind is probably the most challenging thing for us to still, but we all have the ability to do so. So just allow yourself, maybe now you're cultivating patience with yourself. Patience, compassion, understanding, kindness. These are the qualities that we need to bring forward in our world now. The more each of us can become that, the more we can begin to change our world. Sometimes we can feel helpless, like we have no effect. But we all have a ripple effect in this world. So by creating space and time to just be present in stillness, with the ease of your breath, with your knowledge that you have the ability to calm your mind, to change your state from one moment to another, connecting with yourself in a very different way. Here we can come back and have the ability to face our world, to connect with others that we're close to, and as importantly, to honor and love ourselves. And as we each learn how to do that, we can then share that love outward. And the most powerful force at this time in the world is love. So to end our final meditation, I'd like to guide you through an opportunity to just use your mind, your mind's eye. So as you close your eyes, and you may see in the center of your forehead, almost like a little screen, like a little video or movie screen. Just become aware of the center of your forehead from within. Now I want you to become aware of the center of your chest. Maybe you even take your finger to tap towards maybe the sternum. And then I want you to place your attention inward to that area. So go ahead and take your index finger, tap towards the center of your chest so you give yourself the sensation of feeling that point in the center of your chest. This is more like a visualized breath, but that will help us all open our hearts. This is something I practice in my meditation. So as you're breathing in, I want you to imagine in the center of your chest is a beautiful flower. It might take your imagination though. And as you inhale, it's almost like the petals of the flower now blossom open. And as you exhale, the petals close inward. So if you think about like a morning glory, how it blossoms open and then it'll close up at night. So just create that image in your mind's eye. Petals of the flower blossom open on the inhale. And the petals fold in and close on the exhale. So just continue with this visualization. Breathing in. Breathing out. Redirect your attention to blossoming open the petals in the center of the chest on the inhale. And on the exhale, letting those same petals begin to soften and close. Stay for this for yet one more minute. You may have noticed as you begin to deepen your breath now that your mind may have wandered. No problem. Just know that this is part of the practice, that we must all learn how to still our minds and to control the kind of thoughts we have in our minds. And know that as we are able to realize the kind of thoughts we have, that we can begin to change them. As we can begin to change ourselves, we can change this world. So I would like to end our practice today. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you remain happy, healthy, and safe, and continue to discover and explore ways in which you can become your best and most free self. Please say with me as you bring your hands to the center of your forehead, I have a strong mind. So we're affirming these things. I have a brave heart. Hands to the heart. Bring your hands to the navel center and repeat, I have a wise body. And then finally, opening up, I have a noble spirit. Thank you all for allowing me to guide you in your mindfulness and motion and meditation practice today. And we hope to see you very soon. Namaste.